You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. I'm Mike Morales, actually here in the United States, Southern California. That guy out there is.
Hi everyone, I'm Felipe de Herrera and I'm in Essex, England, sunny UK.
Sunny UK. Yeah, I'm actually here at the middle of the day, and you're at the end of your day. So,
Yeah, 8:30 and it's about 20 degrees, but English 20 degrees centigrade, not
no,
Fahrenheit.
centigrade. Yeah, of course.
It's 20, 25 C, it just saps all the energy out of you. It's not like a dry heat that you'd get.
No, it's the humidity, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Southern California is about ready to do that real shortly here. Felipe and I are actually really excited because this is a brand that I've had my eye on for a while, and it first rolled out in the UK, but now it's available in the United States. And I want to thank Tonica Brands for making this happen. It's been a long time coming. This is Prospero. And for those of you watching in the UK or Australia or Europe in general, like maybe Germany, you may have heard this brand before because there's a young woman attached to this who I have never heard of, but until the press releases came out. But Felipe, what does she do? Does she sing? Is she a judge? Is she like is she a celebrity of some sort?
It's Rita Ora, who is I don't know whether you'd say she's if she sees this, right? If you are an A-lister, I'm sorry, that's not my fault. It's
We're not here
yeah,
to talk
she
about
does like the voice or there's talent shows, judge things, and she's had a few singles out, a few albums out, should I say? She's toured quite a bit. She's quite she got stopped in the street and asked for an autograph. She's quite a popular lass.
All right, so she's kind of like the British Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll buy that. I'll buy that. If she has as much talent as Katy, I'm good with that. She's one of my favorites. I like her. I think she's funny. There's always something to be said about a young lady who can laugh at herself, and she's done that on her own video. So anyway, so what we're gonna do? I love the packaging. We're gonna taste the juice first, and then we're gonna give you all the marketing happy talk that comes along with these brands. There's so much information that may or may not explain things, but we just broke the seal off of this. Oh, wait a minute.
It's all right.
Hey, wait a minute. I like what I smell on that cork. And I will explain to you why shortly. But first, I'm going to use my Stasso Jarrito for tequila that we like to use here in the cuff. And one thing I didn't do is I didn't shake it to see if I got any bubbles. And there's some, not a lot. It doesn't look, but that's okay. I prefer them to linger, but they don't always do that. I'm not sure if we can see any legs and teeth on this one. I don't know if you can see that on my glass. Right now, I've got my lighting is in the middle of the day, so I've got some sunlight coming in. Oh, there we go. We got some nice string of pearls. Is that bubbles or residue that I see in your glass? Okay, I can't. Well, that might just be the glass itself. It might just be the. It's hard to tell.
Oh, Joe. Okay. That's not so bad.
Yeah. There's a brightness to it.
Some fruit, isn't there?
Yeah, like a lime or citrus. Maybe not even lime. Maybe more like grapefruit. It's not very prominent, but it's there.
It could almost be. You say it's not prominent, but to me, it's almost like it's been mixed already. Someone's put a.
Oh, it's already. It's like there's something already like it's already a cocktail.
Yeah.
Well, we're letting it. Tequilas all react differently. Some of them, the longer they sit, the more they open up and bloom for you. And that's always recommended that you don't dive into it right away, especially these that are celebrity endorsed. There's a lot of suspicion these days about celebrity endorsed tequilas and anything coming with a celebrity attached to it. For me, and we were talking about this off camera, Felipe and I. For us, if the juice is good, that's what counts. Everybody else can, you market yourself or however you want, but there's I know that when I smell the cork, there was a hint of agave in it.
Yeah.
I didn't. I'll tell you what. I will be honest with you. Why in a second that I didn't expect. I didn't know what to expect. Okay. I had preconceived notions, and that's not good. Yeah,
again, it's very clean, isn't it? It's a very
yes, yeah, it is. There's a little bit of alcohol down in the center, not a lot. That's okay, just enough to bring up whatever we can discern from the aroma. There's much more character in this Blanco than I thought.
Yeah, well, I thought it was going to be. I read that it was new barrels they put it in. Or
Well,
is that the? No, that's the repo.
That's the
next episode.
Yeah, next episode. Not this one. Blancos, if they're aged in barrels, they have to be pulled out right before they're called a reposado, and technically that would be a Blanco Suave. But this is not. There's no information it's being aged in a barrel, so it's probably in a stainless steel tank.
It's a bit of greenery in there as well. Is that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
It's like a tropical. The
I gotta do this. I gotta wait. Here's my acid test. I poured some in my hands, folks. It's okay. You're allowed to do that. You diffuse it in your hands. Just make sure you don't have any cologne or any strong soaps in the house. Okay, when you do stuff like this. Wow. I'm actually give it a try. I'm actually getting character. I'm actually getting agave.
Jazz hands for the day.
Jazz hands. I'm like chagrined. I wanted to be disappointed, and I'm not. Okay. It was almost like a wet cement.
Yeah, it's just I'm trying to figure it out. Should we try it? Should we dive in?
I think we should. Interesting. I got some herbaceousness on the back of my palate on the first pass. A little bit of bitterness on the rear of my palate, on the rear of my tongue back here.
There's quite a bit of an alcohol coming in afterwards. It's almost like a backlash.
Yeah. And I didn't get any peppery, notes or anything.
It's certainly not how it smells.
There's a mintiness some sort of a there's a bitterness that I can't place.
No.
And when I do my retronasal, which is what you're if you're listening to us on the podcast, that's what you hear me doing, is I'm trying to get more aromas after I swallow to come back through the nasal passages in reverse. I get like a burnt orange or a burnt citrus.
There's almost, in my head's registering almost like a soft fruit, like a banana or something that's
Like a plantain?
not ripened fruit. Yeah, like an overripe one. Do you know that?
Okay. Okay. So in that case, we're looking at a bitter orange or a bitter citrus, one that's just gone soft.
Mm.
And by the way, folks, this is not something disparaging. This is when you study this thing, you literally go from ripe fruit. You let fruit rot on purpose so that you can smell that, and then you can register it in your olfactory senses, so that when it comes back up to you in whatever liquor or wine that you're studying, you can place that smell or that taste. And rotting fruit, especially overripe fruit versus rotting fruit, because overripe is still can be pleasant. This is kind of like an overripe. Your orange has gone soft. It hasn't gone green and fuzzy yet, and you probably have seen that happen in some of the warmer climates. If you have citrus that does do that, even in Arizona, it'll do that. They have plenty of citrus, lemons and lime trees there. So
it's a bit. Forgive me for saying this.
No, please.
It's a kind of the effect that I'm getting is a bit vodka-y. If I was to drink vodka, it's like that finish on the tongue. The alcohol content, the way that alcohol is in the mouth. I get the flavour, and then I get this almost like a backlash of like this alcohol coming up, and it's almost like I'm. It's almost like you're borderline indigestion, like oh man, I've got some heartburn going on.
Like a little bit of acid reflux. Yeah.
Yeah, but like it smells fantastic.
Yeah, on the initial passes, it smells really good, but once you ingest it, there's a couple of things that I have questions about. And even when I poured some in my hand, the smell was like wet cement, which is not bad. I'm not sure what their process is, but there's something on the back end. Excuse me. Wow, there's something on the back end that's a bitterness that is not part of the finish. Okay, because you and I have had some tequilas and mezcals and some agave spirits. Now you've had a few things, even some rums, some Mexican rums, that if there's a bitterness in there, it's part of the finish and it's okay. This one isn't. This is not a bitterness that's part of the finish. Will you detect it? I don't know. I'm detecting it.
This would be good for cocktails. I give it that. I mean, it's not to waste the bottle or anything. Hold up, we're not wasting the bottle. We can use it.
Okay. Now is an aftertaste. There's definitely an aftertaste that is unusual. I want to say it's like an orange oil, but it doesn't taste like orange oil that we've had before. This is a okay, I'm going to say it. Stop me, but I'm going to say it. It tastes artificial. It tastes like an orange oil that is not a natural orange oil. And I say that because I cup it in my tongue and inhale. This is difficult to do. Don't do it if you have not practiced. But you inhale while slightly, just a little bit, while you're holding it in your tongue, and you inhale an orange oil that is not natural. Because you and I have had stuff, even the tequila that we had from New Zealand had just a little bit of that lime zest. It was very light, but it was natural. It was there. No, now that the further down I go on this sample, and for those of you listening to us on the podcast, when you use a Stasso Jarrito, you do not need a whole lot to get a lot. And I'm down to like a little bit of a sniff. And the further down I go on this one sample, the heightened the bitterness gets. And we're probably spending a way more time on this than we really should. But here's the ins and outs, okay? I'm going to give you the stats and stories. If you're still listening to us on the podcast, you're still watching us on YouTube, hey, thanks for sticking around. We're going to give you all the ins and outs. First of all, this is Prospero Blanco, and it is coming from NOM 1437, which is Tequila Don Roberto. For those of you who are not familiar with this distillery, Tequila Don Roberto also makes Don Roberto Tequila, which is a big deal right now because Pierce Brosnan is doing the Don Roberto Tequila.
Another one, eh?
Huizache comes out of there. Old Tanteo used to come out of there. It does not anymore. Old Tequila 88, which who I know personally used to come out of there, and does not anymore. Now it's completely turned over and become organic. They're actually an organic tequila. Senor Frogs and 7 other brands come out of that tequileria. Huizache I've had and I've enjoyed, but it's been a while. The reason I bring this up, folks, is because this distillery is known to have a diffuser on site. And there's 2 ways of using this diffuser. One is to use it as a glorified shredder, using only hot water. And the other one is to use hydrochloric acid to melt the agave and to extract more of the sugars. The diffuser, if you've never seen it, we go through it in depth on Tequila Aficionado. You can look it up on our website, tequilaaficionado.com, and we even have an example of how it works. There's videos, things like that, and even a defense on it. Can I pour one more with you?
Yeah.
Let's. I know we're kind of long in the tooth, folks, but we have to dissect this if you're still watching us, because this is a celebrity endorsed brand. And here, Felipe, do you have the marketing happy talk handy? All the POS. What does this say about the Blanco?
Very little, actually. 1 second. I'll just. Rich in aromas and bright tones, it provides an unparalleled flavor that offers consumers exceptional quality for the price. And that is about, that's the wrapper. But
now,
and then there's a lot of blurb about Rita Ora, and then a lot about Stella, the distiller.
Right. And what I'll do is I'll let you know. This is a particular product that I guess Rita Ora was enamored with because the master distiller is a woman. Her name is Stella Anguiano. She is a Prospero master distiller, and there's a quote in the point of sale material that says, "Behind every successful family is a strong woman who serves as the heart and backbone. Prospero is that tequila that celebrates that." So that is the angle. That's the marketing angle, or as we used to call it, the tequila marketing happy talk. And Rita Ora says, she is, by the way, her official title is Chief Creative Officer. Stella and her team are incredibly passionate about what they do and have given me the chance to collaborate on a project that celebrates all women. Okay.
Because there are no women involved.
Right. Yeah, because there are no other women making tequila. That is also untrue. We're gonna dive in one more time. I know we're 20 minutes in, folks. I know. Just bear with us, okay? I'm going to break this up because this is important.
I will say, between the last sip of this one I'm about to have, the aftertaste I was getting was almost like a bit of lemon.
Okay. I'll buy that.
Which is all right. I could quite happily sit there and have a bit of lemon in the mouthful.
Yeah. But when I was getting it on the retronasal, I was detecting something not orangey. You know, this is an evolving aroma and an evolving palate, an evolving flavor profile. I mean, the smell is amazing, folks. I gotta tell you, and my hands aren't sticky, so it's not like it had any kind of super glycerin additive to it. Okay, but additives are allowed in tequila, whether you like them or not.
I mean, it is a beautiful smell. Like just opening the bottle and it coming out.
Okay. No, there's something weird. There is that aftertaste. It kind of flows between metallic and fruit. Are you getting that?
Yeah. It's not preferable, put it that way.
No, it's not. And chances
to smell like that, which is one thing. And
yeah.
you think, when we opened up, it's like, oh, this is going to be surprising.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was surprising because it was nothing like it smelled.
No.
Do you ever get if you have a McDonald's? I don't know whether obviously McDonald's is different from one part of the world to the other. But if you eat a McDonald's and then 20 minutes later you get this kind of like, yeah. It's not like indigestion. So I can't think. I mean, I very rarely eat it, but it's like this McDonald's chest or something. It's like if you ever.
It's like acid reflux. It's like your stomach has to work twice as hard to break down that meat because it's not meat. It's pig stuff. But yeah, this is
That's all I'm getting. That's my one takeaway from this. Well, the two takeaways. One, it smells fantastic.
Yes.
It makes me feel like I'm gonna have to like take some chalk medicine or something.
Yeah, you have to like maybe a little chase it with some bromo seltzer. I don't know, folks. I will say this: I do love the packaging, and we're going to go through more of the expressions and read more of what's on the label. Okay, but you know what? That's our take on Prospero Blanco. I say stick it out because we're about ready to jump into the Reposado and the Añejo, but you've been watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media. Thank you for continuing to stay with us. I appreciate that. If you're listening to us on the podcast, please download it anywhere where you're listening to Spotify or iTunes. If you're watching us on YouTube, hey, subscribe, hit the notification bell, give us a like, and whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely, my friends.